Hey there, Lauren Elizabeth. I am going to talk about ego today. I think ego gets a bad rap. I know, always taking the underdog side. But everything and everybody needs a voice. So there's a lot of, the reason I'm coming on is I see a lot, understandably so. I understand why. There's a lot of memes and videos and just statements in general about ego death, that we're in a time when ego needs to die, that the feminine needs to rise. And there's a part of that I believe to be true. But similar to the masculine and feminine video that I did, it can't die. Ego can't die. I think that, so let's just start talking about it. So ego, the way it's typically talked about with a, kind of a negative connotation, is that oh, he or she has such a big ego. It's all about him. It's all about her. Um, you can even, if you even turn it on yourself, it's that kind of thing where, like, you're in a meeting, or you get an email, a group email, or you see something posted on social media, and you right away go, are they talking about me? Why are they dissing me? Why are they referring to me? That's ego. That's ego. But I think it, but it is. That's you. That's your ego. Maybe they are giving you a little dig, but probably most of the time they're not. And that's just you, something within you that thinks, oh, they're talking about me. They're referring to me. How can they be doing that in front of all these people? When you watch a football game and it's like, are they talking about me in the huddle? Um, Ego also, in its more negative forms, can be very, very overly structured, overly rigid, and can impact. I was in the corporate world for eons. Um, and there were so many times that part of a lot of the roles that I worked in when I was in the corporate world were me going either out to clients or even internal business folks or technology people, and kind of in process improvement. So, one of the questions is always, as you're walking through procedures or processes or anything, is, okay, so why do you do that? Why do you do it this way? And I tell you, 99% of the time, the answer was, well, because we've always done it this way. This is the way I was taught, and this is the way I do it. And a majority of the time, it wasn't the most efficient way to do it. And often there was resistance to both speaking up about, hey, can we do it a different way? And even if the reason typically was, you don't speak up because nothing's going to get changed. It's got to come from the top. The power that be has to tell us what to do. That's all ego. So it's the people that at the top are, I'm in charge. I have the power. You're going to do it my way. This is the way it's going to be done. Period. End of story. Don't talk to me. It's also got the negative aspects of, this is mine. It's about me. I'm going to do this for me. Me, 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 me. So I get it. There is a lot of that. There is a ton of it out there, for sure. The opposite end of the spectrum, though, if we chant and cheer for ego to die, what happens is we're going to be at the other end. And we are going to be in a state of lack of self-worth, lack of self-confidence. And I mean, ego is the thing that keeps you from grabbing that hot pan when you take it out of the oven without an oven mitt. It's there it's there for good things. It's protecting you. It's a protection piece. Yes, it's gone too far. I get it, but let's balance it. Let's keep it in balance. Our especially going into, as we're going into, a lot of Aquarian energy towards the end of the month, specifically kicking off on the solstice on the 21st. That's about innovation. It's about creativity. It's about social change and being a rebel in questioning and innovation. And we wouldn't have things like cell phones and TVs and all the modern technologies that we have, light bulbs, electricity, anything with cars without innovation. And we are at a point where we're in so much structure, so much rigidity, that it's time to bring our, I'm just watching the hawk fly by my window as we talk, bring our creativity out. And to do that, we need the confidence to speak up. We need the confidence to put ourselves out there. And that comes from our ego. So ideally, you want your creative side to lead the way. We want all our children that are growing up, let's stop telling them you have to do it this way because that's the way it has to be done. That's the way society wants it. That's the way it has to be done. Because then we shut their creativity down, and they are more creative than anybody because they haven't been hammered and bombarded with all the crap that we adults have been. But that doesn't mean that we don't have a lot to share. So what I'm trying to say here is, please don't try to kill ego. Let's just balance it and make our innovative, creative side the leader, and kind of with grace and gratitude thank our ego, ask it to step aside for a little bit, and let our creation come out. And when I talk about creativeness, that doesn't mean that you have to go paint and you have to go draw and you have to go pick up a musical instrument and you have to go do photography. That's great if you want to do that and learn new things, or just go back to things that you always loved to do. But it's everything. It's in all working environments. It's in every single thing that you're doing. It's just about, it can be as simple as just saying, you know what, instead of these 17 steps to get from point A to point B, we could actually just do 3 of them, and it would include more people. We've heard that X, Y, and Z is easier to do, or whatever it is. And really, then once you have those ideas, and maybe you already have them, right? Maybe you already know that some changes that you want to make in work or at home or with your friends or whatever it is. Once you have those ideas and you're ready to go with them, that's when you need your ego. That's when you need that support. So it's like taking your innovation. You don't have to use the word creativity, because sometimes that tends to narrow people into the arts, which are wonderful for getting your creative things out. So I highly recommend looking into any of that stuff. And that might be what you going to put out to the world, which could be totally different than what you're doing now. But it doesn't have to be limited to that. So let's not kill ego. Let's balance it with our innovative side, and then leverage our ego to get it out into the world, to help yourself, to change yourself, to change the world. It's really that simple. It's ego is a good thing when it's in balance, and it keeps us safe, and it keeps us confident, and it shows us our worth. And that's it. That's all I have to say for today. Have a great day.